How's it going, everyone? Dylan, the SDR Whisperer, here again with another student spotlight with my boy Safei. How's it going, dude?
Going great. Appreciate your time and the fact that we got on this call finally, one to one.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I mean, you've been hitting the wins channel, doing great. So, for everyone watching this video, introduce yourself, who you are, what you're about, what you're doing.
Okay, this is going to be somewhat interesting. So my name is Safei, as Dylan introduced me, from Alexandria, Egypt, the land of the pyramids and the camels. But that's obviously like not everything that we do. We do like other cool stuff as well, more more contemporary. To get into my, I guess, experience with the SDR Whisperer. So I used to work like 3 years in customer service in like a local company here in Egypt for like a US based client. And I was getting paid around like 200, 250 USD a month. Yeah, it's actually not like the crazy thing is it's not bad. Like this is like top tier salary here in Egypt. Like no one gets paid this much. But then I always knew like with my skill level I could always do more, and hence I went ahead and got into high ticket sales. I've been on like two three offers which really didn't align with me. Worked there for like a month, like a combination of like 3 months in total, or like 2 months. And then I finally found Jake Thatcher. He was like a friend of mine by the name of Abdu, who's been a closer for 4 years, referred me to Jake, and then I got into the SDR Whisper community, and then I got placed in a very decent company in the US. Essentially, that's what happened.
Love it,
Briefly.
dude. Yeah, so I guess what is Jake your job responsibilities at the company now? Like what kind of leads you're working? I know you've done high ticket, you've done customer service. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis now?
Mainly people who like opt in to I guess like see our stuff or get any of our free trainings at Flow Research Collective. I just simply call them up if they didn't book a meeting or a peak performance strategy session. I just simply call them up and like say, hey, what's up? And then I, widen the gap and get them on a call if there is interest in alignment there. And sometimes we call the no-shows, the cancellations. It's really like a wide array of people who I contact, but that's mainly what I do. Outbound calls, set appointments, get paid, pretty much.
There you go. That's high ticket appointment setting right there, dude. Okay. And how long you been there now?
2 months.
Two
Two
months.
months.
Okay.
hmm
So in the first 2 months, how much success have you had comparison to
Um,
your other high ticket roles that you had?
Genuinely, like the main thing that I found with the with your support and Ben's and like the live feedback and the coaching, direct coaching, that's where I really like found the difference. So in comparison to the other offers which were like low quality in my like humble opinion, I guess the success that I've had is I've became a lot more consistent with the sets. And I was like showing up daily and getting my sets in, and then getting paid and getting rewarded for it at the end of the month. Yeah, and I've just stuck with it. 74 set appointments till this date.
Nice, dude. That's great. So I guess, so you said you didn't have us in your other roles. Now you are with us on this role.
Mhm.
What has been the most instrumental thing that you learned in the SGR Whisperer that is now translated into all those set appointments?
I cannot like pinpoint one specific thing, but
Yeah.
genuinely just the fact that everyone here is about sales and like keeps pushing you, for example, like your mindset calls were one big aspect. I'm not gonna lie, like every time I get on a call, if I feel down or anything, I just like, okay, so Dylan said like he was in that position, so it's fine, like just get on with it. So I would say mainly the coaching calls and the mindset tips and everything else, and also the community aspect of things is really what propelled me forward. Like I don't think I would have done as well if I didn't have a whole community of people inside here that actually encourage me to do more and better. And when I see their numbers, I get motivated as well in comparison to being just in one company without the support of another community, essentially.
Love to hear it, dude. Yeah. The funny thing that I've found, right?
Mhm.
We've had hundreds of students go through SGR Whisper now at this point, and a lot of them, like majority of them say the mindset stuff is like really, it's not what you buy it for, but it's the thing you get the most out of is like those mindset calls because like you said, you're dialing people all day long. It's grueling. You know,
Absolutely.
you hear the dial tone like way more than you'd ever like. Like the do 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 do. You're like you hear that all day long.
Anxiety inducing. It's anxiety inducing. Like I can recall very vividly that like my second day, literally as like I've had 3 years of like talking to angry customers, but
Yeah.
this is different. I genuinely couldn't do it. I almost like got an anxiety attack, whatever, and it's not something that I even identify with. It's not something that I thought I could be capable of like being in that state, but it happened. So it is difficult. but it's worth it.
Yeah, when you're doing customer service comparatively to sales, especially
Mm,
inbound sales, it's like these people are excited to get your call. The other ones are like, I'm
mm.
excited to like yell at this person. Because I think sales is customer service to a degree, but it's not customer service in probably the regard that you had, right? You were like, and I guess what are the differences in like the hours? So like from what you were doing to this, like how much more like freedom do you have in like your schedule and things like that?
That's the craziest part about it. Like it's something that I'm still like wrapping my head around. Customer service, I was like, you could, if you work from the office, you work 9 hours, but if you work from home, which is what I preferred, right? You had to work 12 hours. Like it was obligatory. Bullshit. Awful. But I had to do it because like I had bills to pay. So 12 hours consistent, and get paid like a max of 250. Like it never exceeded that, and it depends obviously on the KPIs. So 12 hours, $200, 250, in comparison to genuinely like 3 to 4 hours, if not less, with setting, and you get paid like 10 times that. So that was like, whoa, how is this happening?
Yeah. Yeah, you make more for less effort in sales, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like you can make more money in a shorter period of time because you're not trading time for money.
That was the biggest thing. Like I always knew, like I know, like I'm trading time for money, but this is not what I want to be doing long term. Like this is just like sucking my entire existence, because that's your value, your time. And I always thought that sales would be the way to go, especially high ticket.
Yeah. So you're 2 months in, just getting started. I guess what is like your goals with high ticket sales? So obviously you're seeing success right now at this company. Where do you see yourself going the next couple of months?
So like I'm working towards the goal of being as good of a hitter as I can before I transition into a closer eventually. And I want to be consistently making not any amount less than 6K. So anywhere between like 6, 8, 9K in that range as a setter would make me feel very good about myself.
So you're gonna be about to go from 250 a month to six
Yeah.
thousand a month. So how
Yeah.
is that in comparison to like the people around you? Like is that like ridiculous? Like that amount of money?
Um, it is ridiculous. It's like to say the least, it's unheard of. Like
Yeah.
I think Egypt is like 3, 4, 5 million, right? And I'm like top 0.1%. And the thing is, like, I don't consider myself lucky genuinely or anything.
Yeah.
I just think that, it's God's plan, firstly. And as
And
long as like you want more out of life, you want to squeeze more out of like existence, you'll get more eventually. But most people here like 250 would make them like, forget about anything. I just want to get them the 250.
yeah. Okay. So now that you're making more, less
Mhm.
time, more enjoyable, I guess like what does that allow you to do? Like now that you have more expendable income, have you been like doing more fun things? Have you invested in anything? Are you helping out like family, friends, things like that?
Um, Good question. The money, like you could say, I'm about to get my second paycheck in, which is considerably larger than the first paycheck. The first paycheck was like less than 1K, so I didn't get to do that much with it.
Yeah.
But I would imagine in the near future, in the next like 2, 3 months, I would pretty much like get my first car and do more cool stuff, whether that be boxing because I'm a boxer, like
Okay.
just traveling around and yeah, just enjoying life more.
Amen to that, dude. Amen to that. Okay, sweet, dude. And if someone's watching this video, right, because the
Mhm,
purpose of this video is to educate more people on what we actually do here at SDR Whisper. Obviously, it's worked well for you and you're just getting started, right? So if someone's watching this video and they're like on the fence about
mhm,
high ticket sales, getting into setting, SDR
mhm.
Whisperer being that mechanism to help them, what would you say to that person, or what would you say to yourself, 7 months ago?
I would definitely say if you know that there's a reputable placement company training guru mentor that you know for a fact can help you, and you see that the very evident result that all of these different people have been helped by them in all of these different testimonials, and you're still like giving those objections to yourself, and you're allowing yourself to be consumed by the fear of like what's on the other side of investing, and if this is a scam or whatever, it's probably the thing that you're fearing is what's going to result in the results that you want to get out of life. What I'm trying to say is if you know that this thing is going to help you and it's just the money aspect of things that is holding you back, it's very extremely worth it to invest in yourself, especially with people that you would have that initial trust
Yeah, it's usually the fear that holds you back from where you actually can get to in life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sounds like our
And that
mindset calls are rubbing off on you.
Yeah, yeah. And for what it's worth, like the biggest thing that I really like the biggest change in the past 2 years that I've had to make is literally like changing the mindset from being customer service locked in your house 12 hours to actually believing that I can do more than 250 a month, and to also let go of the assurance, right? Because like you're assured that you're gonna get a paycheck every month in comparison to high ticket sales, commission based, no stability. That really was a tough decision. Like really had like a friend of mine had to like convince me essentially, or like talk me into. I had that inner motivation, but I never really got over the fence. If it weren't for him like giving me like hard feedback, like you're slaving yourself away in your
Yeah.
room on your chair.
Yeah, like you said, like the 250 is like it's good for where you're at. So it's like it's hard to give up what's
Exactly.
good for what might be great and like
Exactly.
taking that leap in faith. So it's
Hmm.
been paying off. I'm glad you did it.
Yeah.
And also from my perspective, right? Like you show up to the calls, you do the work, you connect to people in the community. Like that's also what's required, right? Like a lot of people join coaching programs or courses, but they don't see the result because they don't put in the time, energy, and
Hmm.
effort. So like
Hmm.
I guess from when you being in the SDR Whisperer, like how much time is it taking, or how much time did it take, a week to start to see those results in the paychecks?
I would say, except like putting aside the work hours, just developing myself in the
Yeah.
setting skill, just based on the fact that I was communicating well in my customer service, a vast 3 years of experience. It didn't take me that much, honestly, to like get into the flow of things. I would say it would take you like 4 hours a week, and it's something that you would even enjoy. Like when you like watch Jake's like course, and he's teaching you, and like something new unlocks in your mind that was like dimmed out, and now you're seeing the light. It's a very enjoyable experience, and you're gonna see, okay, so now I get why they would pay me this much to actually help them set these appointments. So 4 hours.
What was one of those like aha moments? I'm curious.
It mainly happened on my first close, essentially, right? So I set an appointment, and then I've watched like a part of the sales call with the closer, and then it resulted into this much cash, like 6,900 something, if not more. And then, okay, it makes sense that I get paid like a chunk of this, like 500 is like nothing, bro. You got us this much, like take this. It's a
Yeah.
gift, you know.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, right? It's like you get a percentage of revenue. It's not like hourly, where no matter how
Exactly.
much money you made the company, you get X. It's if you make the company X, you then get Y. That's the beautiful part about sales, right? Commissions in general. Okay, awesome, dude. So I won't take too much of your time. I know you got money to make over here. So I appreciate you hopping on here. Great getting to know you a little bit more one-on-one. And if people wanted to connect with you, where can they find you?
Mainly on LinkedIn, just the name that is showing here in the Zoom room, Safei Rahman. That's where you can connect with me the best, and then we'll take
Awesome.
it from
Yeah, and
there.
I'll put that link in the description if you want to connect with Safei and kind of chat with him about his,
Mhm.
transition into high ticket sales. I think it's always good to connect with the actual person
Mhm.
versus just trusting me. But awesome, dude. I'll let you run and keep crushing it, dude. We'll have to do a follow-up in a couple of months when you buy your car, all right?
Of course, of course. I would be happy to share that when it happens.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
Take care, Dylan. Bye.
So awesome, guys. So if you watch this video, you want to be just like Safei, there's going to be a link in the description. So you can click on the website, book in a call with my team or myself, and get into the SDR Whisperer so you can start to get into high ticket remote appointment setting and start making more money than you've ever made before. So click that link below and we'll see you in there.